South Africa's mines have long been associated with difficult conditions that result in serious health concerns for mine workers, their families, and their communities. The extreme heat, high levels of dust and debris inside the shafts, and close proximity to other workers expose them to the spread of disease. Mine workers in South Africa have the highest incidence of tuberculosis in the world, with an estimated 3,000 per 100,000 people. These numbers far exceed the World Health Organization's threshold for a health emergency, which is 250 cases per 100,000.
Kwalanko, hulamoya, unte, hulamoya. Stop. Lo engine na pelile. Lo engine is klar.
Many miners test positive for tuberculosis, a highly infectious disease of the lungs that easily spreads through the overcrowded dorms and dark underground covers where miners spend their working hours.
I worked underground from 2012 up to this year, that is 2015. I became ill. When I became ill, I was contracted with TB.
Infected miners further spread the disease to their families and communities when they return home. Godfrey Talang has been infected with TB twice. He speaks of the effects of the fine dust that's present in the mines.
Keep up fire stove. We
know that dust that they see is the less dangerous dust. The one that they don't see is the most dangerous one. So the dust that can be seen is what you call big enough that it will deposit itself before it reaches the most dangerous areas of the lungs. And the one that is not visible below 7 microns in terms of size of the particles, that is the one that gets to cause lower respiratory tract problems like silicosis. So now we've got measures in place to deal with this. We've got, control at source, that is engineering control, where you've got covers, where you've got, these drillers, they've got some water jet on them. And then for dust that get liberated during blasting, there is sprays that are being employed to deal with it. For the footwall, which is basically the rock that is standing, but there is dust on it, it gets sprayed as well.
The second thing that we do as well is the masks. Employees who work in the dusty areas do wear masks and must wear masks, and supervisors and employees are there to ensure that they do it correctly all the time.
In a situation of underground where you mine virgin rock, the temperature is too high. The temperature being too high, you get it something like 34 degrees Celsius of the rock temperature. And then that sort of cloth-like or cardbox-like piece of paper or cotton it becomes wet. And then once it is wet, you cannot breathe through it.
Godfrey Talang discovered he had TB in 2010.
TB that ya holaga 2010 December.
Even though he successfully completed treatment in 2011, he was reinfected with TB in less than 2 years.
August. It was my foot.
Once diagnosed with TB, mine workers are unable to continue working.
I have 3 friends who are affected, and they are not longer working because their TB is not a TB that is curable.
The high rate of HIV among TB patients also leads to stigmatization of TB-infected mine workers.
Most abantu abanayo bakhona apha bayesaba ukuyotesta because why? Umuntu ubona ukuthi mayotesta once wafika watesta wa2 ne-TB, another kuthiwa hamba uyotesta i-AIDS.
I think the truth is when you talk about HIV, there is a lot of stigma, that comes with it, and we do acknowledge that from Harmony point of view, we need to protect the employees, in terms of the stigma. Firstly, what we do is there is a compulsory counseling, but there is a voluntary testing. So at no point we will force an employee to be tested, but we will force an employee to listen, because we believe that in that listening is education.
The level of education. Yeah. Most of the things when they come with the English words. Some other people, they don't understand the English word.
Hostel accommodations remain a challenge due to overcrowding and poor sanitation.
You will have about 16 to 20 people staying in one room. That has been the challenge that we have been facing in the industry, in the mining industry.
Many mine workers opt to move into slums to reduce their expenses, but this increases the risk of spreading TB to the general public.
I'm happy to say that Sibanye Gold has addressed most of those socio-economic issues relating to migrant labor, relating to high-density housing. We now have 1.1 occupancy per room. In the past, it used to be about 16 people per room.
Mine officials are working to improve the conditions in their mines.
In 2014, all of the largest gold mining companies, plus a couple of companies that were previously involved in gold mining, came together with a view to finding a comprehensive solution to the issues of compensation and healthcare in respect of occupational lung disease in the gold mining sector.
So part of the issue was then to extend the services, and there's a concept called the one-stop service, which we launched last year in April in Amtata in the Eastern Cape and Carltonville in Gauteng provinces. And 3 weeks ago we launched a unlocking of payment benefits. So my job is to make sure that service delivery takes place, then improve on the compensation benefit packages issues, and finally pay the mine workers. Of course, the key area is prevention. So alongside that, we are working on how do you control dust in the mining sector, improve health and safety issues, and also take a rights-based culture by telling the mine workers the rights that they have in terms of the 2 yearly medical benefit examinations, etc.
Yes, I'm here to pay back the money. 1.5 billion rands. That is owed to mine workers.
Tonight they're going to sleep nice. There's a letter that say that they pay me an amount in the bank. I'm very happy because this money can help me, maybe to get me an oxygen machine to help me with my breath in the future. If it starts getting dark and the night has come over you and you're alone in a flat and you start to fear how they're going through this night without oxygen. I'm going to write a letter for sure and tell them thanks for what they're doing for the old mine workers. Thanks.
This has been a very exciting process over the last 5 years, whereby TB in the mining sector was not a problem that was recognized. And in South Africa, it's been a problem for almost 150 years. So collectively, the ministries of minerals or mines, the ministries of health, Ministry of Labor, mining companies, labor unions, association of mine workers and ex-mine workers have collectively come together to solve this common problem.
I believe that we will not only defeat TB, but we are committing ourselves to extinguish TB. TB, we are coming to you.